Okay, so this is the first video I'm going to make, and obviously it's going to be a bit messy because it's just the first time doing it. But yeah, we're going to be taking this video from the roof, basically the ceiling, looking down on everything. I'm going to do pausing, and you can see my mouse. I'm going to try and point to things. So a lot of what I'm going to point to is kind of like to do with shape and structure, but also some teamwork and like the reactions that we do things. And I'm going to do 3 videos in total, separate them into 3 different videos. So this is the first one, and hopefully there'll be common themes and you'll be able to learn from it. So the first thing I want to point out is if you look at this, just if I go back a little bit because these videos aren't the longest, the speed that you guys play is just huge. And it may look like, oh yeah, lots of action, we're putting pressure on, lots of problems, but really quality is poor, right? It's better to do less things that are good rather than lots of things that are poor. So I'm just going to highlight some things. So this guy here, he didn't do bad, didn't do good. And then that's not good. And then that backflip's not very good. That jump's not very good. That jump's up, like, that's definitely really poor there by S-Bad. And some things are good. Obviously, that morph kill, I remember him doing that, was good. And that push away there by, I think it's Tier, was good. That hit by Idri is good. Not Idri, old school. But there are times where we're just playing really quickly and just swinging. And it's not worth it. If you see really like experienced older players, they'll move a lot more and swing less than you guys do. So they'll get into a perfect range, or they'll be in a perfect position ready to react to things, instead of doing stuff like, which I'll use Idri as an example in a second. We watch Idri. That's a nothing jump, and that happens a lot. And you really got to get used to that. There are times where you need to increase the speed of your team to stop the pressure of the opponent's team. So, i.e., if they're being really, if they're causing you lots of problems and you want to be in their ass, basically, you want to give them reasons not to do it, to punish them. And if your defensive play isn't doing very well, then fuck it, speed up, increase the momentum of your side, and you'll make it harder for them. But this is not that scenario. People are just swinging. And reacting. And people seem to think that the best way to help your teammates is just to jump in all the time. And it isn't. Following the play and staying up close, ready to do something good, getting eye contact with your teammates so they know you're there and they can see if they can find a way for you to help them. Good. Just jumping in randomly and all over the place isn't. Alright, so I'm going to start pausing about some other stuff. So this one isn't as bad as some of the others for some things. But yeah, I'm going to try and find some examples of what I'm thinking of. Because as you can see, that it's very difficult for me to criticize the shape right now because it's moving so much. And it's not moving with too much thought. So at least the reds here are in a 3. And Idri got himself in the front, and the first thing he did is push forward, which is good. Because if you're on the front, you're the guy that has to be pushing forward. And if you don't, then you're going to get pushed back, and your teammates are going to be there, and they have to jump in to try and help you. So it's better that you are the one pushing forward. So he pushes forward, and he's like, it's not very good, but he goes for the fight. He doesn't get pushed back. Now, 2 reds for unknown reasons here. Oh shit, sticks are clicked. I don't like the controls of these. Oh, I'm never going to be able to find that spot, am I? Never going to be able to find that fucking spot again. Wait, that Idri body there, isn't that where he died? Wasn't it that death that I was talking about? Well, let's see. Fuck. Absolutely ruined this. No, it wasn't. It was that one. Anyway, let's see how this goes. And there's a good example. And this is kind of maybe a better example of the problem, right? 3v1. Can I just move you a little bit more? That'll do. So it's going to turn into a 3v1. I'm going to wait for everyone just to get into position. Bang! Lovely. 3 people there. And in that situation, then you're probably going to do these 2 here, attack him, and this guy watch backs or whatever. Or you're probably going to change positions quite a lot because it's going to be active. But the red player has taken the initiative, and just as you guys get into position, he attacks, which is good. It doesn't let the blues get coordinated and let them take the fight to them. So in this scenario, he attacks him. This guy's going to dodge. In that scenario, these 2 want to be pushing forward, just pushing into it, taking up the space. We've got another guy here. If you guys just move this direction and just push in on him, because this guy's obviously moving this way, you're taking up the space and you're allowing this player then to jump behind to take the space. But what do? You do push in, which is good, but then you both just jump away and give up the space immediately. And now you're in a triangle, but you've got this guy in the corner, this guy's going up into nowhere, and this guy's got someone behind him. You haven't gained much from it, and you haven't coordinated. You've both just reacted to it. And the reason why I'm pausing and stopping for this is an easier example than when there's 6 players on the field here. But this is what's happening all the time, and this is the core of the problem of every single round that we did. Giving up that space, and it's great. He did a great job here of taking up that space. He was like, oh fuck, we've lost this space and I'm over here. So well done Espad there, but we're not in as good a position as we could have been. And it's good that these 2 pushed in. I like that. A bit close to the wall, and you don't need all 3 of you to be pushing in. 2 of you would have done, while the other one just chills a little bit. And it's good that you applied pressure there, but no one's looking or just thinking of holding the space. You're all continually moving forward. He's holding the space now, and Espad's got himself over here for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And now you're in a line. And he's not looking around. He's just going for the attack. And it looks like it's okay because everyone's moving and whatever. But now you split up. This guy should be closer to here. And no one's looked at each other. No one's paid any attention to anybody else. And you're going to get yourselves into a mess. Now if I go back here and focus on the red team, let's see what they do. So the 2 people here, and you pushed away the blue guy so that this guy could get in some defensive position, which is good, but there's not much space and they pushed you on the ground. Let me just go back. So we're in this position, and this guy got pushed twice, and he got pushed around here, which isn't necessarily bad. And now you 3 are kind of up here. This guy on the left seems like he's going to push out, which is exactly the right thing to do. So if this guy needs to push in because he's been pushed around and he doesn't want to get split up or caught in a corner, then the rest of them need to push forward. And since there were 2 focusing on him, it means there's only 1 for you 2. So this guy does the right thing, and he pushes out. And Idri pushes out a little bit, which is good, and that red guy pushes out. But how to explain this? Sorry, just moving the cat because she's absolutely distracting the shit out of me. If we can go back to where it was, I don't think I've gone back too much, have I? Yeah, so we're going to go off here. This is the space. This here is the most important space, and I swear to God, no one ever fucking controls the space. No one else ever chills. No one else just gets into a position and just thinks, let's hold this and push them slowly. It's always going in big. So no one's here. I guess blues have it technically because they have this sort of setup, but then immediately this guy's going to jump in. Luckily this guy is holding it now, but he's going to get pushed away. The reds get the central space and then they immediately abandon the central space. And everyone's on the edge here. And this is kind of the repetitive sort of scenario. We've got some ground here where the reds have got the ground, but what I'd like to see is this guy pushing in sort of this direction to support, to be ready to kind of fill in when this guy gets pushed back so that they can push back into the middle. And he does. Good. But we've abandoned the middle here. It'd be nice to see this guy push in. It doesn't get a chance. Uh, yeah, and I thought at the exact 5 minutes, if you look, I waited to the exact, basically 5 minutes for me to tell people to chill out. And at this point, it's 9-8 to Reds, and I think this is the point where Blues take over because they chill out a little bit. And there. And this is the difference between you guys running around like idiots and not. Because when you Blues start to chill out, you'll see here. I mean, their triangle's a bit messy, but it's fine for this. This guy. So I'll try and pause it again. My apologies. I told you guys to chill out. These guys, they're a little bit far apart, but not much. But suddenly they push forward. They didn't jump. Like, they didn't jump at the enemy or attack or swing stupidly. They all kind of moved towards that middle. This guy was then ready to challenge any red that comes in. And look now. They're not jumping away. They're like, we need to like get a bit of chill here. Because remember last time, let's see what happens. Yeah, it is messy because one of you these Blues definitely made a mistake. But compared to before, it is still an improvement on the other 1v3. So, I don't know, one of them shouldn't have jumped in here. I can't be bothered to figure it out, I'm ill. But this guy does the right thing of waiting. Look, he waits. Perfect, he waited. Remember, one guy goes for the initial attack and the rest of you attack the reaction. That's what he's done. Movement-wise, he probably could have gotten a bit more towards the red before jumping, but he's done the right thing. Because of this clash, you've lost the middle there, but these two here are in good positions, and wow. And this was huge for me, and this is going to be a massive highlight for it. This is the first time that I saw this is the 4th round if you count the 2v2, that there's teamwork, there's a team attack, and there's a team kill that came from it between these two. This guy pushed into attack, he swung at it, probably shouldn't have. This guy comes in behind, this guy then comes in to attack the other side. You both kept your sides. You tried to do one then the other and box him in, and it worked. And Espad does a really good hit. And during this time, this guy doesn't he doesn't join in or anything. He doesn't try and fuck it up. What does he do? We'll get here. He fights this guy, and he doesn't run. He doesn't like fuck up and try and jump over to the other side. He wasted his time to let you guys 2v1. Let's just see that. I'm going to see what Espad did. Yeah, Espad, you probably could have chilled out, but you've jumped from one side to the other, which isn't very good. But what else happened in that scenario? The more positives. So Espad, mistake. This guy doesn't jump in stupidly. This guy doesn't jump in stupidly. And what happens? Look at this. This is a much stronger position. Bang! Central between you two. If Espad was somewhere like here, it would have been much better. Because I get that this is a better position for you, but it's messy to jump over like that, and you've got more potential problems. Clash here. No one overextends or panics. This guy's just looking around. This guy's looking around. Look, these three. Central. Love it. Fantastic. Let's hope they don't give it up. This guy tries to get in the center. Espad pushes him away. And this guy went to fight Idri to keep the center, but got killed. Idri did a good job there. And yeah, and this is what's going to happen, because Espad goes to help his teammate, but his teammate doesn't need help. His teammate's okay. He's a bit messy, but I'll mention what should have happened there. With your attack like this, you should have just come backwards, because this is where they are controlling spaces. This is where you control and where you want to be. Trying to jump into the balcony when your teammate was here, you're just splitting yourselves up, and it's a very difficult position for Espad to help. And now Espad gets backstabbed, and it's naive as fuck for Espad to do that. But still, you shouldn't have gone over there, and Espad should have probably just pushed into the middle and watched and controlled that center place. Because now that I knew this was going to happen, now you've jumped back into that kind of like area. If Espad had kept control, you'd have been here, and you two would be together. But no, Espad's overextended, jumped. Now he's on the balcony alone in a troubling spot. and he doesn't know what to do, his teammate, and now you split up, and you've lost control of that middle, and it's becoming a struggle. But let's see what happens when your teammate comes, because obviously this is the round Idri just 1v1s a lot, right? Good job by this guy contesting the middle there, got hit, but will happen. Well, let's see. You see, you guys calm down for like a minute or two, and then, well, less than a minute, and now you're jumping around a lot more. You can see the blues are not as stable on the ground anymore, and the shape is moving all the time so much. Look at that, going in the same position together. You've lost control of it, and it's a mess. But for that 30, 40 seconds, whatever you guys were, is looking like improvement. And I know you guys can play a lot better. That's why I got a little bit frustrated at it. Another example, like, of how we're dealing with this and how we're thinking of helping people, how it works. So, blah, 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 blah. 2v3, one guy on the balcony, one guy kind of over here. So, this guy ignores his jumper, good, get underneath him, get in this area. Make eye contact with this player. This would be good, because Idri's pressuring this player, and this guy should be coming up in this direction to help. And he does the right thing, and he comes to turn around. But now you've come here, you've given up all this space, and now you've got two reds here. They're the powerful players. Idri's a sacrifice to a certain extent. He's gone up here in here thinking, right, there's not much room on the balcony, but I'm causing these two players so many problems that gives these guys all the power. And we can see the third player for blues coming in there. So these two are great. Don't panic, don't rush in. Control the space. It will do more good for you to control the space than just to jump in. But obviously you just jump in and it was pointless. And now you've come in as well. Pointless. You've gained nothing from it. You've just jumped in the first moment you could. And this is why I'm trying to slow you down. You die. Old school dies. And I realise you're trying to do something useful, but if you just stay there, if you just went this way, your teammate's already jumped in. Go this way. Chill. And another thing I'm just going to point out, because it's super important. It's super important. With you two here and here. This guy, if you just stay here, if you were just here on the ground, whoever this guy is, I don't know who the third player is, and just like dealt with him. This guy's got no play. He's got no play. He's not got anything to do. He's stuck, and his teammate would be in a tough position. But because you jumped in, this guy suddenly, look, the moment you jumped in, he turned around. He was like, I can push in now. I can push in. I can push in. Bang, gets a kill. You've given Tyr like the opening that he needed to get out of that problem, and it's painful to see from both of you. So Idris just 1v1ing and pushing people around. I mean, he is pushing people around, but he's not using any teamwork, so I fully criticise him for that. And now, Esbad is trying to help, but it's difficult when his teammate isn't. Is that Esbad? No, whoever's on the other team. He's trying to help out, and he can't. I think it's a Warriv, maybe. I can't remember who the third is. Yeah, it was Warriv. No, Warriv's on. Fuck it, I don't know. Anyway, let's continue. Let's see how much time this has been. 18 minutes. Let's try and keep it for fucking 20. Hey. So, blues calm down again. I know it's easier to calm down in a 3v1 situation, but it's worth looking at. 3v1. Didn't jump. Kept his position. Blah, blah, blah. And now just push. He's in the air. You know where he's going to go. He's going to go this way. So just push. Good. Very quick, immediately into position. Now, look, he's just landed and he's already like, I don't have any space in this direction. And this guy's jumping at me. I don't think a jump was the right idea. I think if you pushed in, just ground, like you guys seem to like to not use your feet as much as you should be. But anyway, you've got your positions, but you kind of made it a little bit easy on the red guy. Bah. Great job there. But great job pushing in, swinging. And because of that swing there, he's like, well, this guy can't do anything. and this guy just jumps, he can't do anything. So the moment you guys get into position, he attacks. And it's not very good. But look what happens. It's just kind of, this is sorry, throat. It's the throat that this illness is attacking for some reason. Think of it like this. This guy hasn't got a way out. If he jumps this way, this guy deals with it. And there's no pressure. I mean, number one, this guy should be the attacker, 100%. And this guy should be looking this direction and this direction just to check for people. And this guy should just be holding. Because this guy is controlling tons of space, off screen, tons of space. This guy's not controlling any. So this guy should just ground attack this guy, and when this guy jumps away or falls this way, this guy deals with him. Simple, basic shit. But for unknown reasons, this guy jumps the fuck away, and this guy pushes in. Which gives him the biggest opening you could possibly give him of finding some more space. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's worked out in the way that he's in position to carry on the attack. And that's, I like being harsh. That was sad. This is a sad 2v1. For one, you're too wide. Get this guy. Get here. Stop him going this way, because he's just going to walk between the two of you this way, and there's nothing going to be able to stop him. And what are you both swinging at? What are you both swinging at? Holy shit. Get into position. Do one really good attack. Follow him. Don't rush yourself. Get into position. And while one person, because that's why you need eye contact, it's important to look at each other. When one of you starts getting into position to attack, the other one's in a position to react to however it is. But what happens is this guy swings at absolutely fucking nothing, and this guy is so out of, like, what are you doing? Backwards 2 meters, then forward 2 meters, so you're right back where you started. And this guy's swinging at fucking jack shit. This guy walks through the middle of the two of you and not gives a shit. It was Morph, and then he did one good attack. He did one good swing there and killed you. That was a sad moment between you two blues. And now you two are pushed to the outside. So this guy needs to just hold. Fucking look behind you. Hold. Okay, now one of you needs to hold. And now we've got 3 dickheads on the balcony and no one watching behind. And I get it that they don't have much space, but it's not that effective. It's not as effective as it could be. It's not as controlled. Right. And yeah, this happened in the other rounds a lot as well. You get 2 dickheads on a balcony and 2 dickheads pull in a 3rd dickhead. And now you got 3 dickheads on the balcony. One of them dies and the other one has to move out of the way. And yeah. Chill. Good jump in there by Idri. Horrible teamwork though. Oh, I'm starting to feel real shitty. This is not going to be a fun tomorrow. Ugh. Goodbye Morph there, obviously. I remember watching that. Just sloppy by Espad. And yeah, and this is where I was like, oh, Idri, this is enough. Like, he's just swinging twice. This guy wants to get involved, and he's in the way. That jump attack would have been better than what Idri did, and he's in the way, and he's in the way still. And this guy is stuck, not knowing what to do because he's waiting for this dumbass to get out of the way. And he's a bit panicky now. He's lost. Hey! Look at that! Holy mother of fuck! We've got 2 people there that didn't rush in and kept the space. Look at this. This guy doesn't know where to fucking go. And he knows it. And he turns around and he's like, oh shit. And no one rushed in. Oh, this guy should definitely come this way to make sure he doesn't jump out that way. And he does, and he forces him to jump out that way. Oh, look at that! I mean, I don't think it's worked out against Idri, but look at that. Oh, beautiful. It's a huge improvement. It's not perfect, but things really are. This guy needs to come this way to stop Idri from jumping this way to cover this side of things because Espad's gone out way too wide. And he does. He reacts to it. And then as soon as he jumps, he's like, I've got it. Overhead. I don't know why he doesn't do an overhead. But, and he got him. Espad, good job there. And this guy coming round this way, good job. And you've kept the shape. And Espad didn't jump in there, which is really good. Though he did do a mistake, which is something that Espad does and needs to work on, is he's, and a lot of you have this problem. Like, I'll show you in a second. But Espad's going to come round and immediately swing. Like, his first reaction is to swing. Like, I don't understand why you guys like to fucking swing. There, it's just instant swing. And now he can't do anything else. He has to wait. And that's better. I mean, he's not swinging at anything, but yeah. He's just, well, he's just a constant swinger. And you've got to get used to not swinging and more just get into position. And I understand that he's trying to help his teammate and he wants to get in. But, and it's good, look at that, keeping the shape and people are moving and one guy's watching and he's checking behind and now, okay, they both jumped for it, which is, not good because there is not some composure. But that guy is struggling that red guy was struggling for somewhere to land. He couldn't settle anywhere because you guys kept him in trouble. But, we need to work a bit more groundwork into it rather than just jumps, because a lot of the time you guys all jumping in is the big part of the problem. But look, as soon as it's like 3v3, you start getting uncomfortable and jumping around and fucking yourselves over a bit. It's like as soon as it becomes 3v3, you lose your composure and your confidence and you start jumping around. We're nearly there. Well, I think I showed good examples of certain things, and I think the other videos are going to be very similar. And yeah, I thought the Blues played in that round some of the best that we saw of all the rounds, but you can see the difference between them being composed and then just jumping in because they're panicking or not confident enough to take their time or do things in a more simple way. Because if you see like really good players that have played together a long time, it's just so much simpler. Like attacking together is a simple thing. If it's me and Idri and we see each other, it's just, oh, I push forward to get in position and push. He's ready for the push to attack the push, and then I'm ready to attack that push. And then it may stop after that. But it's a very, very natural, non-forced sort of bit of pressuring. And the TUA style is just, if you keep pushing around the enemy, pushing, as I say, then that's going to create openings for you or your teammates to get kills. And that's all it is. You're just pushing the enemy, gaining space, and moving them around. And the moving them around is where you get the openings and you be creative. Whereas you guys in those scenarios kind of think more instant success, instant kill sort of thing. If I'm playing with somebody and I start pushing someone and we've swung 6 times together but not done any damage, doesn't matter, because we're keeping the process going, we're keeping the flow going and the pressure and the moving of the enemy. So it's just keep going, don't worry, it'll happen. It will happen. We'll break them down at some point. We'll pressure them into making mistakes and they'll lose confidence in their rhythm and structure. So just keep going. You guys just got to have the confidence to do that sort of thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace out.